that is here, which is in the actual sense, not just even just the wildlife, there's the views, there's the culture experience, and a lot more that is on offer. And I'm so glad that there's an upsurge. We are seeing that. We've experienced it at the camp. We have we've had a lot of bookings. We've actually experienced longer stays, people who booked way back for this experience, and people who are, even now, we are still planning for people who are doing late bookings. And it's exciting just to see the list. Yeah.
But then there's a question, and one of the challenges, and on a spot check by KBC Channel 1, it indicates that a majority of those who are making maybe their last minute, travel to enjoy the Ma Festival have to either seek accommodation in Loitoktok or Emali. What does that point to when it comes to matters of capacity? Maybe we can hear from you, then we hear from the CEO.
Yeah, we have experience. There are people staying as far as Emali in the border town of, Loitoktok. And for us, what we did, we have been prepared because we expected that there's going to be a surge in numbers. We knew the excitement this is going to bring, and we had prepared with tents. We have even had to increase our capacity. We are currently doing that even as we speak for the people who are, like I mentioned, who are booking late or who want to have an extended feel of the festival. And the capacity, I've seen a lot of us in the hospitality industry doing the most. There's a lot of guest houses, a lot of hotels who have done, expansion just in this, season to be able to cater for the people who are coming in.
All right. So a breath of fresh air. Now, talking about a breath of fresh air, Mr. CEO, from where you sit, the windfall, when it comes to matters of business, given that this particular festival is being held here in Kajiado, and also getting back to that question that I had you ponder on, what is the future of tradition and culture where the youth is concerned?
Thank you. I think, first of all, I'm happy to hear that there is that business surge. One of the major objectives of the festival is how do we monetize our culture? And take note of the word I've used, monetize, not commercialize it. We want the authentic culture, but for it also you can improve your livelihood because people see something in it that they are ready to pay for it. And that one, I think we have very much achieved it because the surge of that booking. Secondly, we made a decision that we do this event on the green zone of the tourism industry in Kenya, which is November. You always find that during normal season, November bookings dips, and we think this was a way to back some business to our people. Because culture must be able to fulfill your livelihood improvement objectives for you to continuously live it. Otherwise, if it is not doing that, then you'll be able to drop it. And for our youth, some of our youth more or less because of education, because of interaction with other cultures, sometimes they find themselves in some gray zones. Waswahili walisema mwacha mila ni mtumwa. We don't want them to live. But you can drop some of those practices that are not serving you, that will not take you into the future. We believe, and I personally believe, that if a certain practice is serving you positively, then you will not drop it. That means you'll continuously living with it. But more important for our youth now is that in that cultural space, you can earn a living, you can do business, and you can improve your lot. Like a facility like this, if you are going to get visitors come because of the cultural festival, then they'll also start looking for ways to make sure that you improve yourself through that culture.
All right.
And that's what we do.
All right. So the ripple effect beyond the culture and the tradition. Now the question is, how sustainable is this going forward long term? We're talking about challenges like climate change. Is the Ma community, does it have the right capacity and skill to ensure that the wild animals that have made Amboseli what it is live for the next decades to come?
Well, we are not actually thinking about decades. We are thinking about the centuries. In the first place, for us to have the wildlife, it is because the way of life of the Maasai is being pastoral, keeping livestock, has sustained them. How do we make that practice more profitable? By adding tourism into it, and for tourists to come, it is not just about wildlife. It's about nature, it's about the landscape, and it's about the cultures. The more you stay as a tourist within an area, the more money you'll spend. So if this is adding as a greater product, what we think, then it means the wildlife will be more safer because they will be interlinked, and that Maa community will know my life is being served better by livestock, tourism, and conservation than going into agriculture or crop production that will be able to alienate the land that is not available for the other species.
Coexistent and dealing with issues of human-wildlife conflict. That's what I'm hearing from you. Now, from a business point of view, you're one of those who are directly and also indirectly affected when there's either peace among communities or peace within wildlife conflict. What do you think, what recommendations do you have to ensure that, we have longevity and sustainability of the Amboseli ecosystem?
I think let's just first start with awareness of what all this conservation is about, and so that the community deeply understand when we talk about coexistence between the human and wildlife, what is it all about? How are we going to be affected by it? And then now from there, we can put it in place, the things that need to be done. We need a lot of support from even the county and the government in terms of creating the awareness, because I believe the awareness is important here, so that the culture, the coexistence between the people, and, in the know.
In the know.
Yeah.
So we are expecting that tomorrow, when President William Ruto actually comes and graces this particular festival, not only will he be participating in the auction because it is part of the program, but he's going to be making a major announcement, not to try and preempt the president, but we understand that now the Amboseli National Park is going to be coming back to the community. From where you sit as CEO, what are your expectations, and what areas do you think that the county government needs to prioritize?
All right, thank you so much. That is going to be a very, very big achievement, because remember, the announcement that Amboseli will be returned back to the Kajiado County government and the Maa people was announced in our first edition of the Maa Cultural Festival, which will happen in Narok. Something that you need to understand a little bit, when we did the first festival, it brought together the entire Maa nation in Kenya and partly Tanzania. That had never happened since the 1800s. So it was more than a century ago. And it was very significant that the president pronounced that, and today we are going to see that enacted. Secondly, Amboseli as a national park is less than 5% of the Amboseli ecosystem. It's only 80,000 acres among maybe 3.9 million acres. Yes. Yet the other ecosystem is within the hands of the Maa, and they have kept it intact. It is very much conserved. It is very much living and supporting the wildlife and everything. If you can keep 3-point-something million acres safe and conserved, what will you do just in addition of adding 80,000 acres?
Now, sir, let me be the devil's advocate. When the public participation was actually underway, there are those, among the value chain, especially stakeholders, who have expressed reservations in regard to the capacity within the devolved unit to ensure the lifeline of the Amboseli National Park, given that we are also competing with agriculture as well as real estate, fencing of animals, obstructing migratory routes. What do you think needs to be done to ensure that our animals can move from one place to another without restriction?
Already there is a very big work that has been done with the conservancies. We have more land under conservation from the private landowners and the group ranches than in agriculture. What we need to do is to make sure that conservation and tourism pays. That as a landowner, I'm choosing to put my 200 acres, 300, 500 acres into conservation than putting into agriculture. Because after all, why do you look for land? So that you can sustain your livelihood and you can improve yourself. Right. If conservation is going to help me better and keep the land open, then I'll go for it.
Let's hear from Paris. What do you think about that? We are having human-wildlife conflict. We are having animals that have migratory routes. That those who are concerned that once the county government takes over the running of this particular park, is that they do not have the requisite capacity. What areas do you think that they need to prioritize?
I think like what he just said is the important thing is to make sure that conservation is going to pay and it's going to benefit the people of, the community. And we also do want not short-term benefit, something that's going to be long-term, so that when we are discussing this matter conservation, we have we know we are stakeholders in it. We feel that we are going to benefit from it, and I think that going forward is what is going to help us.
All right, monetization of the whole value chain. I'd want to ask you, sir, as CEO, we have seen when you say monetization, we are wearing beadwork that is inherently Ma. Have you talked about patenting it and enabling those who are in this particular value chain, also access global markets?
Definitely, yes. We want to patent, and not just the beadwork, even the patterns. Because as a Ma, out of the 29 sections, we have different designs. And you can look at one and this person is from these sections. We also want to protect that. We also want to protect the music and the Ma music, where you see a lot of other people are copying it. We want to be done in the right way. We want to protect the shuka, the way we design and the way we use it, because it is something that it is intellectual property rights for those ones who do it. But more importantly also is, we want the Ma to be alive, that whatever they have as a culture is extremely valuable, so that as you don't run away from it because you think being seen to be a Masa is being inferior, because it is not. And we want to link the culture with the language and also the land. One of the very key things that we want to do is to connect Amboseli to the Masai Mara and create a corridor so that you don't have to go to Nairobi for you to go to the Mara if you are from Amboseli. And you can only do that through conservation, conservancies, and creating corridors for this wildlife that they can be able to move freely. And with that, more investments will come and will open up those areas that are currently closed, and the business opportunity will be there for all of us because of conservation. Agriculture will not connect us that way.
Now, those would like to disagree, because Kenya has been priding itself as an agriculture-driven economy, but then we are in Marland, and Ma is largely pastoral. Then let's look at outdated, or what we'd call outdated cultures and traditions, aspects of the Ma community. And there was hunting, for as a rite of passage. What in your capacity to ensure these cultures and traditions are sustainable?
Well, cultures are always sustainable. What may be able to change is certain traditions that you do just maybe for fun. Take, for example, hunting.
Especially hunting lions, that is.
Especially hunting lions.
Yeah.
That was used as a pride way, and it was not for commercial purposes, and it was just used for young men to prove themselves. Nowadays, you don't need to hunt a lion that you're a man, because that tradition has more or less been dropped, because it's no longer serving that purpose. How are the Ma young men proving themselves? Through education, through conservation, through using technology to solve problems. So what is no longer serving us like that has been dropped. Right. But more importantly also is that lion is no longer being seen as an enemy. It is being seen as a resource. The reason why we're having tourism, the reason that there is a lot of income coming to our area because of that lion. You cannot kill what is serving you.
You cannot kill what is serving you. Now, as we work this to a close, we'd want to know, we have been seeing the government gravitate to diversify its tourism portfolio away from the beach and safari. As stakeholders within this particular Amboseli ecosystem, what do you think needs to be done, to highlight what it is that you have to offer? Let's start off with Paris, as you come bring this to a close.
I think that's a really good thing, and we have seen go to the bush, have bush experiences, and I think it's a really good thing. And already there's a lot of marketing. We are putting ourselves out there on social media, the people who are in the spaces, to showcase what is available. Instead of going to the beaches, this is what we have. This is what you can experience in Kajiado, for instance. This is what you can experience if you come for a camp where we have just purely outdoor, service. So a lot of marketing for starters. Probably the tourism board can help us, putting it out there. There should be aggressive marketing that's not just localized, but we want international people to know that they don't just have to come to Kenya and go to the beach. Safaris for, to experience culture. And it's exciting, like I said earlier, to see people leaving the cities who just come and, to Mashinani to experience the culture. And so a lot of marketing is needed, a lot of creating of awareness, and I believe the tourist, board play a really big role in helping us who are in the industry, who are, in the sector, to really amplify that, you don't have to go to the beach. There's something exciting out here.
All right. Very well said. Now, as was just one word from the CEO of the Ma Festival, that is Ole Mpario. We have the Ma Cultural Festival that has already been in the Kenyan annual calendar. Imagine a situation where we have 47 cultural festivals going forward. What does the future portend for cultural tourism? We bring this to a close.
Basically, it means that we will not have any low season in terms of tourism. There must be always an activity that enhances tourism, wants to make you travel by using culture. Probably this time we're in northern Kenya and we're having the Somali culture, and the next month we are somewhere else and doing that, and we'll be able to have a travel country that will be moving together with the normal high season. And that is what we are looking at. Because for the Ma Culture Week, it is going to be annual, it's going to be definite. Right now we have it as the first week of November, the first Wednesday of November every year. And we want it to be known for the tourism industry. You are welcome. Always market it. I can assure you that it's a definite timeline. Probably the only thing that will be changing will be the venue, because we want to take it all over wherever the Ma are. Right. And this is just a way of saying, Karibu, enjoy with us, and be part of this future.
Indeed. Very well said. This has been my panel this evening on the eve of the culmination of the Ma Cultural Festival that is being held here in Kajiado. And it is the third edition of the festival that is not only celebrating culture and tradition, but also looking at innovative ways to bring on board those who are going to take this culture and tradition beyond our current times, leveraging on technology. They're talking about
All right, we seem to be losing a bit of sound there with Regina Manyara, but the biggest percentage of it, we have listened to that conversation. She has been speaking to Jackson Ole Mpario, who is the CEO of the Ma Economic Bloc that constitutes the counties of Narok, Kajiado, and Samburu. Remember, they share the Ma culture, and hence the Ma Cultural Festival, as they rightly put it there. It's in its third edition. They've been looking at the correlation between culture, tourism, wildlife, economic activities that can be of benefit to the people of that region. That's the Ma community. KBC, as the media partner, tomorrow we will be beaming live events coming from Kajiado. President William Ruto will be gracing those events happening tomorrow. So stick around and make sure you tune in tomorrow and watch that. Let's carry on with the rest of the bulletin tonight. And we head north all the way to Mandera, where the Mandera County government has begun drought mitigation measures following the prolonged dry spell and the now unpredictable short rains. The county government has commenced the distribution of water to the affected population through water trucking. A spot check by KBC has revealed that the ravaging drought has taken a toll on the residents and the livestock as well.
A carcass here and a carcass there. This is what pastoralists in many parts of Mandera County are facing following the prolonged drought. And things are not going to be better, not for now. Expectations of the much-awaited short rains are slowly turning into despair. Most of the water sources in this region have since dried up.
We were lucky to drill not only got the underground aquifer, but even fresh water. So like Banissa, which is a sub-county headquarters of Banissa constituency, which has been in existence for almost 60 years, we have got boreholes. Not only boreholes, but high-yield, fresh water aquifers.
Bahati mbaya mwaka hii miezi yote na kwa ukame. Na baada sasa tuko Madera County yote ni habari ile mbaya.
Kabla sisi tuangalie nafsi yetu, tunaangalia nafsi ya mali yetu, mbuzi yetu, ng'ombe zetu zinakufa.
Water boozers will be hired and will reach each and every individual within the borders of this county to be given water at any time so that life and livelihood is not lost.
And to mitigate this phenomenon, the county government has begun water tracking measures to the affected residents.
Now what we are doing in Banissa is we are setting up a proper water supply for Banissa. We are done with the structures and we're only left with connecting the boreholes now to water supply in Banissa. The same across the county. We are doing about 8 water supplies.
We have actually a rapid response team, maintenance team, which is on duty round the clock, 24 hours. And any breakdown that occurs during the drought will be attended to within less than 12 hours.
Ndio hii maji tunaletewa leo asubuhi. Leo asubuhi. Sasa hiyo gari ametusaidia, kama hiyo gari ingekuja leo, watu ingekuwa katari leo, watoto na wamama kwanza ndio wakatari area hii.
Ngamia pia wanakuja hapo, kuna hii mbuzi na ngamia inakunya na wakati. There is difference. Like today ni mbuzi zinakunya, tomorrow ni ng'ombe zinakuja, the other day ni ngamia zinakuja.
At Ramu, one of the severely affected areas, we found this truck offloading what has become one of the rare commodities here, water. It was a huge sigh of relief.
Our target is by early next year, January, February there, we'll have connected about 15,000 households, not only providing water, but last mile connectivity with fresh and potable water.
Few meters away, these pastoralists are watering their animals. The underground water collection point was constructed by the county government in anticipation of the current situation.
Mimi iko na bunda yangu nashota kwa tangi ile haramu. Moja kwa shota kila siku imekufa. Moja ngine imenunua. Sasa lakini alhamdulillah shukuru. Iko maji sasa.
The water will last them 3 days.
Water tracking wameanza. Wanaandalia mzuri sana. Hakuna shida yoyote.
The county government has, in the meantime, upgraded 8 water supply projects at a cost of 1.1 billion shillings in all the sub-counties. And until the rains come, the only relief here is this water Bowsers.
Believe me or not, she said she will kill me if I come in between you two.
Lakini Singita, wasema kweli ama wanitania tu?
Mlango wako nishaufunga mimi.
Kama ulifanya hivyo, imani yako iko wapi?
Unabai, unapika, unashiba.
Lea Premium Flour, nurturing the world. Available in a store near you.
We are the Munenes.
Yes.
Munene Wanjema. She's Mary Munene. We used to school at Kenyatta University.
I did not want to eat. Maybe I had gone through my own shares of Character development. Yeah, then he was looking very hot, and I'm like, devil, you're alive. What's your name? Sweet as in pad. Like pad. Like pad. Can you take this thing seriously? Me, I was like, yo, I'm in it. Let's go.
During those 5 years, there was some breakup, there was some makeup.
Yes.
It is over. Nazima simu. Yeah, Nazima simu. Nazima simu. Then after 2 days, we call each other.
Oh, there's this lady who is your best friend, and then there's another
partner.
prayer partner.
And the topic is taking care of
No, we are taking care of the flock right
Yes,
now,
I should
but
be
at least you have the one of the flocks selected, right?
You see, before the proposal, we broke up. Like, yeah, why can't I meet? You can still be friends with your ex.
I really thank my dad-in-law. May he continue resting in peace. For him, he said that we just want to kickstart you guys into life.
Hi, then welcome back to Easy Friday. Retired President Uhuru Kenyatta says time is ripe for the old guard in politics to give way to the younger generation in the management of the country's affairs. Kenyatta called on the youth to take a proactive role in politics by vying for elective positions in parties and in the general election. Speaking during a Murang'a County Jubilee Party grassroots meeting, Kenyatta rallied Jubilee Party members to champion for the unity of the country, even as it activates the grassroots ahead of the general election.
They must be given an opportunity to take positions of leadership, yeah, so that they are in a position to determine for themselves how they wish the Kenya they want to be. Sio wewe kuja kuambia ati itakuwa hivi. Wenyewe wanajua Kenya ile wanataka.
Ninawaomba wenzangu katika chama hiki cha Jubilee, the best way to move forward, every family works, grows, develops in the tradition of its leader. As a Jubilee family, we will grow if we walk and act in the tradition of.
Right now, ex-National Youth Service candidates will be prioritized in the upcoming National Police Service recruitment. Inspector General of Police Douglas Kanja says individuals who previously trained with the NYS will be required to present themselves either at their respective home sub-county recruitment centers or at an additional recruitment venue at the NYS headquarters in Ruaraka, here in Nairobi County. The service has in the meantime issued a notice announcing key additions and corrections to the nationwide recruitment scheduled for Monday, the 17th of November. Here is our reporter, Abdiaziz Hashim, with more details.
The National Police Service is making last-minute changes to the recruitment of 10,000 police constables set for Monday 17th across the country. In a notice, the Inspector General Douglas Kanja has made several adjustments to the list of recruitment centers in Nairobi, Kajiado and Narok counties. According to Kanja, ex-National Youth Service NYS candidates may now present themselves either at their respective home sub-county recruitment centers or at an additional recruitment venue at the NYS headquarters in Ruaraka, Nairobi County. In Kajiado County, the Kajiado West sub-county recruitment will take place at Olepolos, while at Elangata West sub-county, the exercise will be held at the DCC's office. In Narok West Sub-County, the recruitment center has been corrected to Ngoswani Center. The recruitment is part of the ongoing efforts to strengthen security services and enhance the country's policing capacity. The exercise will take place simultaneously across 422 designated centers, and all applicants are required to report to their respective venues by 8 a.m. Applicants are required to be Kenyan citizens aged between 18 to 28 years, possess a valid Kenya National Identity Card, and have attained a minimum grade of D+ in the Kenya Certificate of Secondary Education KCSE. Candidates must also be physically and medically fit, with a minimum height and requirements set by the service. The IG emphasized that the recruitment process will be free and open to all qualified Kenyans who meet the minimum entry requirements. Meanwhile, the IG met with top police bosses to strategize on how they will deploy officers ahead of the festive season.
To have a deliberate discussion to bring our commanders together so that they can be able to strategize, especially now that we are moving towards, we are headed towards the festive season, so that we can be able to work together, we can be able to put our act together to ensure that the great people of Nairobi and these other counties remain safe and secure all through.
Abdiaziz Oshim for Easy Friday.
Right now, the government has distributed 800 triple-decker beds and mattresses to Kiambu Men's Prison in line with the decongestion and hygiene improvement grant plan in correctional facilities. Correctional Services Principal Secretary Salome Biako reiterated the government's commitment to bettering the welfare and dignity of inmates as they serve their sentence. Now, as a means of empowering inmates, Biako says the inmates are benefiting from various training programs to boost their skills and ensure they are self-dependent once they are integrated back to the society.
Nafikiri kwa karma moja tangu idara ya magereza iwe katika Kenya, hakujawahi fikiriwa vitanda kama hizi. Vitanda ile ilikuwa karibu mzuri ni ile askari analalia usiku. Sasa mnavaa mko na sweta, hii nguo yenyu pengine ibadilishe iwe kaunda suit ndio mkae mzuri.
This approach aligns with global goal practices and demonstrates that Kenya's correctional system is evolving into one that reforms the person, restores dignity, and builds trust between offenders and society.
The handover of these 800 beds cannot be viewed as a simple logistical improvement. It is rather a symbol of dignity and a testament to our belief that every person deserves humane conditions.
Anti-Corruption Commission, that's ACC, has filed a suit at the High Court seeking to recover more than 813 million shillings from Kiambu Governor Kimani Wamatangi and 13 others of alleged corruption and conflict of interest linked to road construction contracts. In a statement, the EACC said the case filed on October 31st this year follows extensive investigations into claims that the governor used his position as the chairperson of the Senate Standing Committee on Roads, Transportation and Housing to influence the irregular award of multi-million shillings tenders by Kenya, Kura and Kera to companies associated with him. The alleged offences occurred between the period 2018-2019 and 2021-2022 financial years. According to the EACC, the governor and his associates engaged in fraudulent practices by submitting forged or falsified bid documents and falsely demonstrating technical capacity to secure public contracts. Right now, the Kenya Veterinary Association, which had previously expressed reservations about government vaccination drives, is now fully behind a new technology-based initiative which aims to have the program rolled out in all targeted counties before the end of November next year. Our reporter, Aaron Marie, details this significant change and what it means for the agricultural sector.
In a significant endorsement, the Kenya Veterinary Association has thrown its weight behind the government new subsidized livestock vaccination program, a move that marks a major shift from its hardline position of similar initiatives. Dr. Kevin Osori, the association chairman, says this program uses a subsidized e-voucher system to make vaccines affordable and accessible.
And the muzzle technology that we're using will also be used later on after the vaccination to do a breed improvement program in the country. So we want to ensure that farmers are not still relying on local bulls, poor quality semen, to breed their animals.
Osore emphasized that the KVA's previous opposition stemmed from the uncoordinated and unsustainable nature of past efforts. The current model, built around word-based cooperatives, is designed for long-term sustainability, even after the government subsidy is withdrawn.
That money has been put into the e-subsidy program. So nobody is going to access that money unless an animal is vaccinated. So this vaccination program comes or goes hand in hand with animal identification. So we have a cow that is vaccinated, for example, also has to be identified using what we call muzzle technology. Now, muzzle technology essentially relies on the fact that each animal has a muzzle print that is unique to that animal.
The program, a key pillar of the government bottom-up economy transformation agenda, targets to vaccinate 22 million cattle in the country over the next 4 years.
Na kama kuna mkulima bado ako na tashwishi kwa hizi chanjo, tunamsihi aongeleshe madaktari wake wa wanyama wale ambao wako karibu na yeye. Ule daktari huwa anamchanjia ng'ombe wake ama mbwa wake, anaweza peleka yale maswali kwake na ule daktari atamsaidia.
A similar subsidized model is being applied to combat pestes des petites ruminants in sheep and goats, with farmers paying only 3 shillings per dose.
Chanjo kwa ng'ombe itakuwa shilingi 160. Mkulima atalipa shilingi 50, serikali italipa shilingi 110. Kwa mbuzi itakuwa shilingi 13, mkulima atalipa shilingi 3, serikali italipa shilingi 10.
The rollout will employ over 1,300 veterinary surgeons and about 10,000 paraprofessionals, creating thousands of new jobs in the rural economy.
Kwa wale ambao wana wasiwasi kuhusu usalama ama chanjo hii ambayo tunafanya saa hizi, nataka niwahakikishie kwamba hiyo chanjo ndio tunaitumia sisi. Ile ndio chanjo pia mkulima ananunua kwa duka la madawa akienda kutafuta chanjo ya kuchanja wanyama wake.
Reporting for KBC Channel 1, I'm Aaron Marie.
All right, closer home now after 33 years of dedicated service. Our veteran technician Juma Kiboi is being celebrated for his remarkable contribution to the Kenya Broadcasting Corporation. Kiboi, fondly known by colleagues as Mr. Fix, has been a pillar in the technical department, mentoring generations and driving technological transformation within the national broadcaster.
Juma Kiboi is the true definition of a gentle giant. Kiboi, who has served in the technical department as the engineer in charge of TV and broadcasting facilities for 33 years, has been honored for his immense contribution to the national broadcaster's technical department.
We have done a lot in TV Center in terms of transformation, in terms of migration. And I remember there are 2 nights we spent at TV Center with the Kimboi when we were doing the migration from HD, from analog to HD. It seems like an impossible task, but with the support from these 2 guys, we were able to manage it and really improve our workflow at the center.
Kiboi has firmly but enthusiastically mentored many young professionals, nurturing a culture of discipline, innovation and teamwork in the technical department.
Kiboi kwake alikuwa sio mhandisi tu, pia alikuwa ni mwalimu, alikuwa akipenda kufundisha, alikuwa akifanya vitu kwa bidii. Alikuwa ni mtu ambaye ni mtulivu, hangekuwa anashtuka wakati mambo yanaanza kuwa magumu.
Since joining the organization in 1992, Kiboi has witnessed and shaped the transformation of broadcasting technology at KBC.
Never opposed technology. Kiboi ni yeye alisimama na newsroom mpaka hizo TVU tukaanza kutumia. Na mpaka wa leo mimi hata sikuwa nimejua Kiboi ameretire. I think 2 weeks ago nilimpigia nimuulize tuna TVUs gapi. Kumbe the guy is gone. Kiboi, thank you very much, because all of you, the newsroom team, you agree those TVUs transformed our broadcasting.
Known for his problem-solving skills and unmatched dedication to duty, colleagues fondly refer to him as Mr. Fix, a name that reflects his ability to handle any technical hitch with precision and calmness. And as he bids farewell to the corporation, many describe him as a silent force, the man who ensured KBC stayed on air and ahead in innovation for more than 3 decades.
I would encourage the upcoming or the younger generation to read a lot, to invest at their time in trying to know how things work and try out, because some things you cannot be trained in class. You acquire them through experience, exposure, and self-teaching.
Noel Ongeso, Easy Friday.
Indeed, congratulations are in order and a happy retirement to Mr. Fix. Juma Kiboy, wishing him all the best in his future endeavors. Moving on now, our youth in Kajiado County are set to benefit from a new job and business opportunities following the construction of a state-of-the-art packaging facility in Kisaju area. The multi-million shillings project is expected to create hundreds of direct and indirect jobs once operations begin in early 2026. Now, the management of the Sri Krishna Overseas Limited group of companies says the new facility will help meet Kenya's growing demand for sustainable packaging in the horticulture, floriculture, and fast-moving consumer goods sectors. The new plant, set for completion by the end of this year, will have an annual capacity of 22,000 tons of packaging materials, up from the current 3,000 tons.
We are completing this whole construction by end of this year, before end of this year. And other part of the KPLC power, and then boiler, and then transformer, these are all orders, and everybody is working on it. Even the this power panels, all the orders has been given. So in part, and everyone is doing his duties, because all the orders are released. So all the part before machine reach, everybody will be ready for the installation.
They've actually dug a borehole, which should be in a position to help us give the employees better and clean water. We also have the intentions to be in a position to do quotas for the staff, so that they are not going to be tired to come all the way from various areas to come here. But in initial parts, we want to transport them from Kitengela to this place. But in the long run, so that we can be able to have a 24-hour shift, when we do the quotas and the places for residents, then they will have somewhere to actually stay.
Now, Principal Secretary for Broadcasting and Telecommunications, Steve Isaboke, has announced the establishment of 1,450 digital hubs across the country. Meanwhile, Kirinyaga County Police have launched a security operation to ensure a peaceful festive period. Details of this and more in our county news briefs.
To boost digital literacy and innovation, Principal Secretary for Broadcasting and Telecommunications, Stephen Isaboke, has announced the establishment of additional digital hubs across the country. During a visit to the Mombasa Media Hub at the Little Theatre Club, Isaboke pledged to provide desktop computers to journalists, underscoring the government's commitment to the digital economy.
Life is not about kila kitu mambo ngumu every day. You know, we find time to relax, find time to compare notes, socialize. And this is what this center has done.
Meanwhile, Kirinyaga County Police Commander Nelson Taliti has assured residents of intensified security measures during the festive season. Taliti says joint security agencies will conduct 24-hour patrols and enhance road safety checks.
Ningependa kuonya wale watu wanaleta pombe mbaya. Ukipatikana kama umeleta pombe mbaya hii Kirinyaga yetu, tutahakikisha ya kwamba umekamatwa na umepeleka kotini.
Elsewhere, Lamu County nurses have temporarily suspended their industrial action following successful negotiations with the county governments. Joel Obura, Deputy Chairperson of the Kenya National Union of Nurses and Midwives Lamu chapter, stated that the 120-day suspension will provide the government with time to implement agreed terms.
We are calling upon the county government of Lamu to always consider addressing nurses' issues in time through dialogue, which the union reiterates its commitment to.
Separately, Meru County Liquor Board CEO Gitonga Akubu has issued a stern warning to bar operators against selling alcohol to minors. Akubu urged parents to closely monitor their children's activities during this festive season.
Ukiona mtu ambaye hataki kukata license ni mtu ambaye huenda hausi hata kitu ya ukweli. Huenda hao ndio wale watu wanatusumbua na second generation liquor ambao si mzuri, ndio wanatusumbua na illicit brew, na unakuta hapo kwingine kwao ndio wanauza hata bangi.
The national government has committed to address water supply challenges in Kilifi and Mombasa counties. Cabinet Secretary for Water, Sanitation and Irrigation Eric Mugai inspected the Baricho Waterworks in Malindi, Kilifi County, where 3 water pumps were found to be non-functional, and assured residents that efforts are underway to enhance water supply in the affected areas.
We are putting solars to subsidize ile pesa ama hela ya kupump maji kutumia stima. We have a contract here more than 600 million. And the contractor, tunapozungumza hivi leo, yuko hapa Baricho.
Finally, a report by MasterCard Foundation in partnership with Brighter Monday on the future of work in Kenya has revealed a widening skills to work gap, with 62.1% of employers citing mismatches between graduate skills and market needs. The report underscores the urgent needs for demand-driven training and inclusive skilling programs that prepare young Kenyans, especially women and persons with disability and non-urban youth, for future of work.
All right, now, keyboard warriors were puzzled following a presidential directive to the effect that there will be power load shedding in some parts of the country, but before the netizens could react in the best way they know how, violence from above rained on them, and boy, oh boy, those savage netizens could not keep their fingers off the keyboard any longer. Here, the savage netizens.
How well do the savage netizens receive and react to information that they most probably don't agree with? Let's find out.
Jioni between 5 and 10 p.m. We have to do load shedding. We have to shut off some areas to be able to power other areas.
This message indeed left majority of the netizens lamenting on their keyboards. Mwache puzzled asked, is he saying we will start doing it or we have been doing it? Pressures responded, Guy, Ebu aseme the areas ama it's the whole country.
My lord, I wonder.
Cheryl with a solution, Mimi nisha download offline videos.
Hii ni maajabu.
Sasa ulikuwepo.
But for the savage netizens, what is the best way to process information that doesn't sit well with you if not through creating laughable content?
Jioni between 5 and 10 p.m.
But what does the Kenya Power have to say in their defense?
I may not be your best, and I don't claim to be, but I'm the one you have.
Hold up though, Dr. Prezzo was not about to stop there, for shortly after, he dropped another bomb.
We need to build a new airport. Tuache upuzi.
What?
Tuache upuzi.
These left netizens scrambling for their keyboards for a chance to get a lick back. Lango calmly asked, "Tulia mzee, sisi ndio tuache upuzi ama wewe?"
Tuache upuzi.
Lim, tuache upuzi wewe na nani?
Tuache upuzi.
Moses inquisitively, "What's wrong with JKIA?"
Tuache upuzi.
Well, netizens, stop with the questions as you have heard it.
Tuache upuzi.
To cool down the drama, how about we indulge in this week's banger?
Ukona kwela fine, ukona figa fine, kila kitu yako msopa fine, acha two step kwa land mine. So shake that thing, wind that thing, so shake that thing, tingisha rombosa zungusha kwela. Shake that thing, wind that thing, so shake that thing, tingisha rombosa zungusha kwela. Back it up, napenda vile una clap it up, ni kama round of applause.
Well, that's it for us. Catch you next week on Savage Netizens for Easy Friday. I am Teresa Mutai.
Wewe sikuachi, mina let you go. Wewe ni adi.
Tushinde.com. Cheza safe, cheza smart. Gambling is addictive, not for persons under the age of 18 years.
Dosi amelala, sukuma moja. Wewe pia ndio muoga. Ndio maana Master Demi alikupita. Demi haiko nipita bwana. Mimi najaza entry ticket zangu. Wewe hata unajua namba ya kusenda. Sini star 419 has. Option 3. Ni Probox. Bwana finya hiyo kitu. Nfinye. Finya hiyo kitu. Nfinye. Finya hiyo kitu. Nfinye. Finya bwana.
Probox kwa star 419 hash option 3. Fresh design na ni light commercial vehicle. Cargo space ni kubwa na kama haitoshi iko foldable back seat for more space. Kamera ni mbili mbele na kamera ni mbili nyuma. Injini yako ni 1500cc. Nguvu na picking guaranteed. Hii itakuserve whether ni familia, biashara, camping, ita come through. Fungua kit. Fungua kit. Fungua kit. Fungua kit. Wewe, sasa ni saa ngapi unafungua hiyo gate? Ni watchman alikuwa anatoka na gari yake. Watchman? Ametoa gari wapi? Ya wasi amesinda kwa star 419 hash. Iko Probox kwa star 419 hash option 3. Cheza safe, cheza smart. Gambling is addictive, not for persons under the age of 18 years.
Who is calling my name? Oh, Jesus is calling my name. Oh, I am not a money.
The only time you should be dating objectively is when you are thinking of getting married. So young people need to look beyond mse ako na job gani, anaendesha moti yake ni gani, huyo mse ako na ganzi ngapi, huyo mse udungaje,
utajuaje ni yeye. Sasa najua nasemanga it was easy for Adam bila toa demo.
Hakuwa mademo wengi.
Hakuwa na option.
Just because they are in church does not mean they are in Christ.
El Shaddai, El Shaddai, El Shaddai. Ukona kile minadai.
All right, then, welcome to Easy Friday Business. The National Social Security Fund is among other social funds in the East Africa region that have committed to contribute 1% of their asset base to the regional pension fund. The fund is projected to raise 52 billion shillings for onward lending to regional governments for infrastructure development.
The East Africa Social Pension Funds have resolved to raise 52 billion shillings from their 5.2 trillion shillings asset base. The social funds from the region say they will be holding monthly meetings to discuss various investment initiatives and allocate funds to key infrastructure developments in the region once the fund is operational.
If we just committed 1%,
because we hold $40 billion. That means that fund can start off with $400 million. The beauty is not the $400 million.
The fund is expected to reduce the region's foreign debt and also allow borrowing in local currencies.
Milestone that in 30, 60, 90, 120, 150, 180 day milestones. And we'll be in touch every month and ask ourselves, this is what you committed to do. How far are you?
Regional lenders have been encouraged to partner with social funds and act as guarantors for projects to be undertaken by the fund to de-risk pension funds.
We found a smart way to work well together to enable them to achieve their purpose, but at the same time drive economic development in the region, starting with Uganda, but also East Africa, together with other African pension funds.
Regional governments have been advised to create policies that will assist in increasing contributions to pension funds to increase their asset base.
It's a commitment to policy reforms that unlock pension capital as a catalyst for inclusive and sustainable growth.
Benson Drilba reporting for Easy Friday.
Right now, the Kenya Ports Authority and the Kenya Revenue Authority will collaborate to speed up cargo clearance and boost efficiency at the Port of Mombasa. This decision follows a meeting convened by the Executive Office of the President and attended by key port stakeholders amid a surge in ships diverting to Mombasa after the temporary closure of Tanzania's port of Dar es Salaam that has disrupted regional trade routes across East and Central Africa.
In a joint communique signed by the Kenya Ports Authority Managing Director Captain William Ruto and Commissioner for Customs and Border Control Dr. Lilian Nyawanda, the two agencies outlined both immediate and medium-term measures to decongest the port and streamline operations. Under the new plan, long-stay containerized cargo will be moved to customs licensed peripheral facilities.
Containerized cargo destined for Mombasa will be transferred to CFSs for final clearance. Containerized cargo destined for Nairobi and other up-country destinations will be railed to Nairobi ICD for customers to undertake clearance process. Containerized cargo destined for Uganda will be transferred to Naivasha Inland Container Depots for customers to undertake clearance process.
To fast-track cargo evacuation, KPA will give a 100% waiver on accrued storage and warehouse rent for long-stay cargo applications made within 30 days. Shipping lines have also been directed to waive container detention and demurrage charges to support the decongestion effort.
All primary port charges, shipping line fees, and statutory taxes shall remain payable. KRA to determine all cargo qualifying for auction and sustain gazettement of the consignments for importers to clear, failure to which the cargo shall be auctioned.
Additionally, all container inspections by state agencies would now be conducted outside the port and completed within 5 days.
All vessels with transshipment cargo are encouraged to call at the Port of Lamu to take advantage of the higher capacity. To promote this, KRA will facilitate the use of supplementary manifest at no extra charge. In an effort to reduce truck turnaround time, all CFS-bound containers, once scanned, will be transferred to respective CFSs, and the cargo image analysis and iScan message will be sent thereafter.
KRA also plans to roll out pre-arrival processing to further shorten clearance timelines. Trevor Ngendo for Easy Friday.
All right, now the government says it is firmly on course to deliver on its affordable housing agenda, with the construction of nearly 200,000 housing units currently underway across the country. Lands, Housing and Urban Development Cabinet Secretary Alice Wahome says the program has now reached all 47 counties, with most projects either ongoing or nearing completion. Speaking during the 41st graduation ceremony at Kagumo Teachers Training College, the Cabinet Secretary added that the ministry is also constructing economic stimulus project markets in every constituency to create additional opportunities for small-scale traders and support local economies.
I can confirm we are now in every county with our affordable housing. By next year, I can tell you the story of the doubting Thomases will be over, because the buildings, the affordable housing units will speak for themselves. Of course, the markets is actually for me, it's the job creation, and the markets, which is the spice. Because you see, the markets now are bringing in a different economy, supporting the mama bogas, the baba kiosk, the youth. All this will definitely make a big impact on our economy.
All right, and Kenya is banking on the growing demand from Gulf nations to expand its meat exports, which have risen by 39% in the last 1 year. The country is now seeking to deepen market access in the United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia, Oman, Qatar, and Kuwait, while exploring new opportunities in Asia to sustain this growth.
According to the African Union Inter-African Bureau for Animal Resources, Kenya's meat exports grew from 11.5 billion shillings in 2022 to 18.7 billion shillings in 2024, supported by increased regional and international demand. Experts say there is a need to modernize slaughterhouses, noting that only 7 of the country's 1,000 facilities currently meet global export standards.
Look at the deficit that we have. Some statistics say nearly 250,000 to about 300,000. This means that we have to do more. You know, the market requires more. So our production system has to be enhanced. You know, our marketing, our processing also has to grow as much as we export. You know, we are exporting, but also we need to be able to meet the local. So from beef, goat and sheep, you know, and poultry, these are the ones that really represent.
With the government rolling out new regulations to enhance production, ensure meat quality and open consistent markets, Kenya's livestock production is set for record highs.
The main mandate for this new state corporation is to make sure that the figures I mentioned of the 22 million cattle, the 58 sheep and goats, are produced the right way, so that we get the right quality animals getting to the market. They are delivered to the market in the right consistencies and the right quantities.
Calls were also mooted to strengthen animal health systems and adopt proper weight tracking to access high-value markets such as the European Union.
Regulations are not bad if people could just come to the table, give their input, and then we look at what it is that is affecting farmers. Is it the issue of cost? Is this the issue of access? And even at the end of the day, we have to ask ourselves, the kind of medication we're getting for animals, is it actually working? Because you're having issues where disease prevention is becoming tricky because of counterfeits or lack of proper medication being sold in our agrovets.
Tushinde.com. Cheza safe, cheza smart. Gambling is addictive, not for persons under the age of 18 years. Sasa kwa star 419 hash uko na game mpya. Tushinde spin corner. Simply spin. Kisha ngoja, na kwa entry moja unaweza angukia na uspin hadi mara 3. Na ikigonga 25,000 na kufikia instantly. Cheza spin corner sasa hivi kwa star 419 hash option 4. Tushinde.com. Cheza safe, cheza smart. Gambling is addictive, not for persons under the age of 18 years.
All right, then, time for Easy Friday Sports. Kenya's national football team, the Harambee Stars, will play 2 international friendly matches in Antalya, Turkey from November 10th through to the 18th. The Football Kenya Federation has confirmed adjustments to the initial fixtures. Harambee Stars will now face Equatorial Guinea and Senegal, replacing the earlier planned opponents, Madagascar and the Comoros.
Kick off their campaign against Equatorial Guinea on November 14th at 6 p.m. at the Emaya Complex before wrapping up their tour with a clash against Senegal on November 18th at the Mardan Stadium, a match which will also kick off at 6 p.m. Stars head coach Benny McCarthy has made several changes to his squad. Kevin Otiende of Nairobi United, along with Gor Mahia's duo Bryson Wangai and Sharif Musa, have been called up to the national team. The 3 replace Manzoor, Adam Wilson and Vincent Hamper, who have been ruled out of the friendlies. The team is set to report to camp this Sunday ahead of their departure to Turkey on Wednesday next week. The upcoming fixtures will provide the team with a valuable chance to test their strength against a higher-ranked opponent, refine tactical strategies, and build cohesion ahead of future competitive assignments.
All right, now Tusker FC have climbed to 5th place in the FKF Premier League standings after edging past Bidco United by a 1-0 at the Kasarani Stadium. Now the Brewers secured the victory thanks to an early strike from Dennis Awalo in the 3rd minute. With the win, Tusker move up to 5th with 12 points, while Bidco drop to 6th. Action continues tomorrow with 3 matches on card. Mara Sugar FC will take on AFC Leopards. Nairobi United FC will face Kariobangi Sharks, while Ulinzi Stars will battle Shabana FC. Kakamega Homeboys currently top the table with 14 points, 1 ahead of former champions Gor Mahia. AFC Leopards are 3rd with 12 points, narrowly ahead of the 4th placed Posta Rangers, and this is on goal difference.
Charles Okera anashukuru kwa kile alichokipata mapema kweli kweli, dakika ya pili ya mchezo. Kazi nzuri ameofa la pembeni Dennis Wanjala.
All right, now Prisons Kenya beat Prisons Rift Valley by straight sets in the all-brotherly affair as the Kenya Volleyball League entered its 2nd day of action at the Kasarani Indoor Arena. Prisons Kenya dominated the match to claim a 25-18 lead in the opening set. They widened that gap in the second, which they won 25-15 before they wrapped up the contest 25-20 despite the Rift Valley fightback. In another day's encounter, AP Kenya powered past Prisons Nairobi in straight sets in a mouth-watering clash. The disciplined side started strongly and took the first set 25-21 before a tight exchange in the second set, which they managed to win 25-22. They sealed the match convincingly in the 3rd set, 25-17. Kenya Ports Authority consistency proved decisive in their match against Equity Bank, whom they beat 3-1. The Kenya Volleyball League continues tomorrow at the same venue, with more teams expected to battle for crucial points as the race for early dominance in the competition intensifies. All right, now eyes turn to Riyadh tonight for the grand opening of the 6th Islamic Solidarity Games, a spectacular event that brings together the spirit of sportsmanship and unity among the Islamic world. Now, it's been 20 years since Saudi Arabia first hosted the inaugural edition of these games in Makkah, and now the kingdom once again welcomes athletes from 57 Islamic nations, reaffirming its leadership in promoting solidarity and cooperation through sport. The Minister of Sport, Prince Abdulaziz bin Turki bin Faisal, who also serves as president of the Saudi Olympic and Paralympic Committee, says the royal patronage underscores the kingdom's commitment to strengthening bonds among member states of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation. Now, he emphasized that sport remains a powerful bridge fostering peace and unity and also understanding across nations. Over 3,000 athletes will compete in more than 22 sports, from athletics to team events, showcasing world-class talent and celebrating shared values of friendship and fair play. Now, among the participants, Kazakhstan is sending one of the largest delegations, ranked 10th in size, as countries gather under one banner of brotherhood and sportsmanship. The opening ceremony was live on Y254, but the repeat will be on KBC Channel 1 from 10 p.m., or rather, it's past 10, so you will watch that after this bulletin. Let's cross borders now, and Aston Villa strengthened their position in the Europa League after they edged past Maccabi Tel Aviv with a 2-0 victory last night. Daniel Malen doubled their lead with a penalty in the 59th minute. Roma beat Rangers to find out to a barren draw by Bran, as Porto shared the spoils with Utrecht in the one.
First half, Maatsen racing in, and Villa have the lead. Ian Maatsen. It's Daniel Malen, and it is 2-0 in front of the whole tent.
A cup on Easy Friday this night. It's been an eventful 1.5 hours. Many thanks indeed for choosing us tonight. And on behalf of the team that has been working around the clock the whole day today to ensure that you are well informed, our sign language interpreter tonight is Karon Joroge. On behalf of the whole team, my name is John Cargo. So long. Enjoy the rest of your viewing.
This Saturday, November 8th, from 6:30 a.m. to 12 noon at Emara Ole Serene Hotel, Kenya witnesses the official launch of the Eludo Wala Foundation and unveiling of its visionary strategic plan. From supporting bright and needy students to uplifting women through circles, from nurturing youth talent in sports to expanding access to health and sustainable livelihoods, the foundation is igniting hope and possibility across Kenya. The chief guest will be EU Ambassador to Kenya, Her Excellency Henriette Giga, joined by Zambia's ICT Minister Felix Mutati and other national leaders. Together, let's shape a tomorrow where every life matters.
Tushinde.com. Cheza safe, cheza smart. Gambling is addictive, not for persons under the age of 18 years.
Dosi amelala, sukuma moja. Wewe pia ndio muoga. Ndio maana Mazda Demi ilikupita. Demi haiko nipita bwana. Mimi najaza entry ticket zangu. Wewe hata unajua namba ya kusenda.
Sini star 419 hash.
Option. Ni Probox. Bwana finya hiyo kitu.
Mfinye.
Finya hiyo kitu.
Mfinye.
Finya hiyo kitu.
Mfinye.
Finya bwana.
Iko Probox. kwa star 419 hash option 3. Fresh design na ni light commercial vehicle. Cargo space ni kubwa na kama haitoshi iko foldable back seat for more space. Kamera ni mbili mbele na kamera ni mbili nyuma. Injini yako ni 1500cc. Nguvu na picking guaranteed. Hii itakuserve whether ni familia, biashara, camping, ita come through.
Fungua gate. Fungua gate. Fungua gate. Fungua gate.
Wewe, saa hii ni saa ngapi unafungua hiyo gate?
Ni watchman alikuwa anatoka na gari yake. Watchman? Ametoa gari wapi?
Ya wasi amesinda kwa star 419 hash. Iko Probox kwa star 419 hash option 3.
Cheza safe, cheza smart. Gambling is addictive, not for persons under the age of 18 years.